He's considered one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, and I've been chasing him down for weeks, and finally, he's agreed to face off with me right here on Reid Between The Lines as I welcome Bas Rutten. Bas, welcome to the show.
You're very welcome, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, let's talk about the fight. Everybody's excited about it. Anderson Silva versus Nick Diaz. A lot of people are asking about the injury and the psyche that it has on Anderson Silva. It was a gruesome injury. How much is that going to play into Anderson's strategy, either leading up to the fight or the actual fight itself?
Well, that depends on every fighter, of course. And him being the spider, Anderson Silva, I don't think it's going to affect him. I think as a fighter, when you go into a fight thinking something might get wrong, it will go wrong. One time in a fight, in preparation for a fight I had, excuse me, I was running in the woods, and it was the day before I went to Japan, and I hurt myself. My ankle was hurt. And the next day I was limping on the plane. I go, oh my God, what did I do? Because I stepped on something in the woods while I was running. And all the time I wasn't showing it to the fighters, but I had a lot of pain in my right ankle. And in the fight, the first thing the fighter went for was that ankle. He jumped on it like he knew it was it was hurt. Jumped on with a toe hold, so I nearly got out of it, and then I won the fight. But it's like when you're a fighter, you come in with an injury. It's like you're projecting that injury.
But the advantage that Anderson has is that Nick is not necessarily going to go for those kicks. He's more of a stand-up kind of guy, more of a striker. So that's definitely one of the advantages that Anderson has. But considering the fact that he's potentially one of the greatest fighters of all time, you don't believe that it's going to play into his psyche, and he'll have his own strategy and move forward with it, correct?
Yeah, of course, because if it's healed properly, it will never break at that same spot again, they say. You know, it's actually stronger right now. But it's only, is it in his head? That's the thing. I
want to talk about Nick Diaz, his opponent. Obviously suspended for quite a long time for substance abuse with the use of marijuana. You look at Jon Jones, him checking into rehab, very little repercussions. Some would say that there's a double standard when it comes to protecting its champions, and you see the difference of treatment. Do you think that this is more personal because of the way that Nick Diaz has been, that bad boy attitude, and the lack of respect, or some would say a lack of respect for the UFC and Dana White?
You know, yeah, it's a hard question because I looked it up real fast, real soon. I figured out, let's go back in time, 2012 with Nick. But that was exactly the same, right? It was also 4 weeks before the fight, he got tested positive?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. You see, yeah, then it's a double standard, of course. And God knows, maybe Coke wasn't in that list at the time. We don't know. But if it was, yeah, of course, it's a double standard.
You take a look at the state of the UFC right now. Conor Mcgregor is a name that's coming up everywhere. He's on his way to a next level kind of guy, especially with regards to fighting and marketing. He has the potential. He's got all the tools. I was curious to find out. You're a showman. You always loved a great show and giving the fans what they want. When he went face to face with Jose Aldo, did he cross the line there? Is that something that for you consider disrespectful with regards to the fighters?
No, I don't think so. I think that all the fighters know that you're trying to hype the fight. So Aldo deep down inside knows that, oh, McGregor is going to do something because McGregor is just, I'm so sorry, my throat, it's just that guy. So I don't think anybody was pushing McGregor here also. I think that was just all McGregor who saw his chance. I figured I'm going to make a big show out of it. But guess what, you know, it's his personality. I don't think it's, he fakes it. I think it's him when he says, oh, we Irish, we all go to war. If one goes to war, you know, I think it's really him. And his confidence starts to build. So I think it's, first of all, it's not acted out. And second of all, I think it's real. So I think it's honest. And I kind of love it. I love McGregor.
So you believe there was really in the heat of the moment, that whole moment was really, was not pre-planned, was not staged, there was nothing behind the scenes pushing that. You believe that Conor McGregor is that kind of guy, and that's the image who he wants to establish with himself and in the UFC. Yeah,
you see all the interviews, he's constantly attacking his opponents.
Yeah, he's a crazy one. He's a crazy one for sure.
You know, and he backs it up, and he looked really, really good against Seaver. I mean, nobody ever did that to Seaver. Seaver pretty much didn't have a chance. He totally shut him down. And I think when I saw that fight before, I also thought, I don't know, Aldo is a strong guy. But the distance, the way he handles his distance, I think McGregor comes very close now.
Is he the full package? Does he have what it takes to beat Jose Aldo?
I don't know. I wish when he attacks, he puts his chin a little lower. But it works for him because he is looking all the time over this whole opponent. He wants to have a big peripheral vision, so to say. So that was the only thing I would say, maybe keep that down while you're attacking. If you're not attacking, it's okay. But while you're attacking, you want to leave that chin down, especially against a guy like Jose Aldo, of course.
Do you like the state of the UFC right now with this kind of showmanship, with this kind of hype? Real quickly before we let you go, is this something that you like to see more of? Do you want to see more of that showman, less of those rules and constraints and boundaries, and more of that showmanship? Let's give the fans what they want and that excitement level.
Yeah, I think it's good if it's real, if it's honest, if it comes from truth. Then yes, I think like Jones and Cormier, I think that was real as well. Once they start faking it, yeah, of course, nobody kind of likes that, right? Everybody wants to see it real, and with McGregor, it's real.
All right, we're going to have a little bit of fun with you before we let you go. We call this the rapid fire segment. I'm going to throw a couple questions out at you. You just let me know the first thing that comes to mind. Ready to go?
All right, ready.
True or false, you were originally scheduled to fight UFC heavyweight champion at the time, Randy Couture, in your first UFC fight, but it never happened.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Who has the better jump split, you or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Jean-Claude Van Damme for sure.
True.
With me, it was optical illusion.
True or false, you are a certified chef?
True.
Fast forward a year from now, who is the biggest star in the UFC?
Oh, a year from now, I don't know. Rousey still. She'll probably still beat everybody. And then still Jones and Anderson Silva. That's a lot of people. And it could be Conor McGregor.
How long will I sleep after taking one of your famous liver shots?
You won't be asleep, and that's the best thing, because you will be totally awake, enjoying the pain that I just gave you.
And would I have had a better chance if I was training with your body action system?
Yeah, well, you had a target, but the body action system isn't moving. They got great targets, you can do the uppercuts and everything on it, but it's not moving. So I'm actually moving when you're attacking me. You're
a good sport. Absolute pleasure to finally meet you. We look forward to having you back. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll speak to you soon.
You're very welcome. Godspeed. Party on.
Stay with us after the break. My rant is up next. You don't want to miss it.
Reid Between the Lines is brought to you by EliteSportstours.ca. What are you doing this weekend?